the Cleric! Hey everybody, this is Robert from Black Belt Gaming. Our Cleric is off the board at the moment due to an event card, I think. And we're up with our fighter, who is almost completely surrounded here by multiple enemies. He's got fire bats, doppelgangers, fire cultists, a bugbear, and standing just down the hall a little bit with a crossbow is an air cultist. He's in trouble. So we're going to start with the fighter, Alaros, and see what he can do. Sweeping attack. In a flash, Alaros strikes down all his foes. I wish I didn't even have to roll, but I do. Attack each adjacent monster. One hero on your hero's tile gains advantage. So we can attack all adjacent foes. We're even going to do 1 damage on a miss. So let me see. If I'm not mistaken, I wonder if that will clear the foes around Alaros. We've got the fire cultist who has a hit point, the fire bat who has a hit point, and the doppelganger only has a hit point. So this is looking great. There is another card that Alaros had where he could call in others. A daring shout. Choose up to 3 monsters within 1 tile and place them adjacent. That would be pretty cool. Within 1 tile, so he could choose the bugbear and the air cultist. That would be awesome if he could do that. That's just so cool. I want to try it and see how it would work. So as basically a free action, we can use this utility card. We need to use it during our hero phase, and it's called Daring Shout. Alaros's time in the north has had an effect on his manners. So choose up to 3 monsters within 1 tile and place them adjacent. Well, the bugbear is within 1 tile, so he's going to be challenged to come into this combat. And then the air cultist is just barely within 1 tile. So yes, he's called forward as well. Alright, it's time for some epic stuff here. We're going to flip this over, and Alaros is going to go to town with his sweeping attack. So let's see what kind of rolls we can get going. We're going to attack the fire cultist first, and because there are so many rolls to make, I'm just going to roll it right here. Fire cultist, we rolled a 16, that's a hit. He's down. The fire bat, we rolled a 6 plus, it's actually plus 8. So 14, that is enough to hit the fire bat, so he's down. We'll take him off. Who else? Who else wants some? The bugbear. Who controls the bugbear? The bugbear is controlled by the cleric. Alright, so the bugbear here, armor class 15. This one's going to matter. 10 plus 8, that's enough to hit. So I believe sweeping attack does 2 if it hits. Yes, it does. That's going to kill the bugbear. This is awesome. Awesome! Alright, doppelganger 3, that's a miss. That's only going to be an 11. But it does 1 damage on a miss, so he's out. And then the air cultist, that's a 20. 12 plus 8. That's going to kill the air cultist. So wow, fighters are awesome. Alaros wipes out everyone. So unfortunately, he only gets 1 treasure card. Alright, 2 things. Treasure card and advantage. The The attack card we just used says that after the sweeping attack we get an advantage marker. Oops, that's disadvantage. Drew the wrong one. We need to put an advantage marker on our character. There we go. And does that just stay on there till we use it the next time you make an attack? Yes, so it hangs around. We'll put that on Alros for now. Now let's see what his treasure is going to be. It's a healing ember. I've never seen this before. Motes of light forged by fire cultists can heal anyone brave enough to swallow them. Used during your hero phase, your hero or hero adjacent to your hero regains 4 hit points. That's even better than a healing potion. Well, let's keep that. We'll let the fighter keep that since he's kind of our tank, so to speak. Well, that was really just his first action, so he still gets a move, even though he killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 opponents in one attack. So let's definitely get him out here to explore somewhere. We can do that easily by just taking a couple of steps, and we'll explore to the north. And we've got another tile, but unfortunately 3 more monsters, perhaps attracted by all the noise, have appeared. So let's see what those are. Okay, monster number 1. Another fire bat is in this direction. So we'll take one of these guys and put him here. Monster number 2, Troglodyte. If I remember, these guys had a special ability. If a hero begins his or her hero phase adjacent, they get disadvantage. Troglodyte, let's see. So maybe he's standing there beside the fire bat. Monster number 3. Makes his appearance in this game for the first time, the Knoll Archer. I remember messing with him last game, so I also remember how big his figure was. So there he is. So perhaps the little fire bat was saying, "This way, this way," and attracting a couple other guards to come and put down this foe. So there we have it, 3 monsters, no encounter card as we move into the villain phase. But unfortunately, all 3 of these enemies get to take their turn. Let's take them in order. The fire bat goes first. It says if the fire bat is within 2 tiles, it moves to the adjacent to the closest hero and attacks with a fiery bite. So we'll move him up and maybe let him circle around behind Alaros. And I'll just roll the dice right here. +5 to the attack, trying to hit an armor class of 17. That is a 4, which is a miss. So lucky for our hero, he is alright. The Troglodyte, probably going to move up adjacent and attacks with diseased claws. 1 damage if it hits. So he's going to move up, maybe, and try to circle around here behind as well. I'm sort of trying to clear a little path to make sure there's some room for movement for allies to come in if they can. So he's going to make his attack +5 on the attack roll. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That is not enough. Alaros defends himself. So now we're to the archer. And if the Knoll Archer is within 2 tiles, he attacks with the fewest hit points remaining with an arrow. So he's going to take a shot from where he stands at +7 to the attack roll, and that's good enough to hit. 1 more damage to our fighter. Here's the man, still has advantage. He's going to hang on to that for now, and we're going to add a 3rd damage marker to him. So that will wrap up the fighter's turn. I think it's time for our cleric to make a comeback. Okay, found the card. This is the Windswept. This is the one we used before. And it says, at the start of your next hero phase, place your hero on any tile. So it is the cleric's hero phase now. Let's decide where we want her to go. Alright, I've been thinking about where the cleric should go, and I think I want to put her up here on the edge so we can possibly, I don't know, maybe on the corner here. We've got a couple of ways we can explore. And adjacent to the Knoll Archer, and that gives us several options to work with. So that's what we'll do. She's made her reappearance now at the beginning of her hero phase. And which more monster to target? There's 3 now. She might have the best chance to do something with the Troglodyte. It only has an armor class of 11. So she's all the way back here. And as you can see, the Troglodyte is behind a wall, but this game does not have line of sight rules. It just counts tiles. So we can easily imagine there's some maneuvering and shifting of positions going on in all this chaotic combat. So her attack with her light crossbow allows her to attack a monster within 2 tiles, +6 to the attack roll. I would say let's target that Troglodyte and see what we can do. That's a 16. 1 damage from the crossbow bolt, and that's enough to kill and take down the Troglodyte, so we don't have to worry about that one anymore. Movement, I think she's fine where she is, since we were able to put her anywhere. So let's explore. Why don't we explore right in this hole and see what we get. Well, it is another mixed triangle. So we've got a white triangle, a monster, and 2 traps. So a little bit of everything again. Thankfully no encounter card, but let's put a couple of traps on there. And then let's draw the next monster. And it is another bugbear. Those are rather strong, I think. So this Knoll Archer and the bugbear are some of the stronger enemies in the game, I think. No encounter cards, so let's move on to the villain phase, and that means the bugbear is probably going to try to move in here and make some trouble for the cleric. So it's going to move adjacent to the closest hero and attack with its club. So we'll move it here, and still allows us a little bit of movement. And then it's going to make its attack. So let's roll the dice. We got an 11 plus an 8, and it's 2 damage. So that's going to take the cleric down to half hit points. So our cleric tries to fend off the attack from the bugbear, but takes a bad wound to the shoulder, taking her down to half health. But she's still definitely in the game. So I think that's it. That's the only creature that the cleric needed to worry about for now. And that's going to end her turn. We'll pick it up with the wizard next. Okay, our wizard is still down here to the south. And I think I'm going to have her move up this way and see if she can maybe stun one of these monsters. Movement is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to put her right there. Oh, I don't know. It would be better if we explored, wouldn't it? So let me think. Within one tile, we could at least attack the Knoll Archer or the Fire Bat. Okay, so I'm going to put her there on the edge, and let's see what she's going to do. I think we're going to go with this Chill Touch on the Knoll Archer. All right, I think I'm indeed going to go with the Chill Touch again in an attempt to stun the Knoll. I know I could probably kill the Fire Bat, but this is a tough call. I think I do want to stun the Knoll. So the Chill Touch attacks one monster within one tile and 1 damage and stunned if it hits, +5 to the attack roll. We're going to roll it right here. The Knoll's armor class is 13. And we rolled a 4. That is not good enough. So unfortunately, the Chill Touch fails to have any effect on the Knoll. And that's about it. We need to move on then to the exploration phase. She is on the edge of a tile, so we can draw our next tile. And I think this is what we were looking for, the air altar. Looks like the white triangle is here. And I'm sure there's something special I need to do at this point. So let me get out the book and we'll see what happens. Alright, it says Special Adventure Rules when a hero reveals the air altar tile. We're supposed to read the following passage. These air elemental fanatics have many allies, and those who call themselves the cult of the howling hatred have been especially numerous. You have finally reached a group of cells, the bars, which consist of fused coral, iron, and stone. None are occupied, but the door to one stands open. The former occupant looks to have been a brass dragon wormling, which is currently menaced by a howling air elemental behind an altar sculpted to resemble furious wind spirits. So supposedly at this time we need to do some things. Let's check it out. At this point in time it says instead of drawing monster cards, the active player takes the air elemental villain card and places the air elemental figure on the air altar tile. As a villain, the air elemental acts at the start of each player's villain phase. So let's get out this air elemental. Alright, here's the air elemental villain tile. Only an armor class of 10, but it does have 10 hit points. So we got to do some damage to this thing before you can bring it down. So we'll wait and see what other tactics and such it has once the combat begins. The figure is a little larger, so we don't need to specifically worry about any particular spot, so we're just going to put it there on the air altar tile. Well, the next thing we're supposed to do is to take this air elemental node and put it near the closest unexplored edge. So I guess we'll go down this way if I can get it to fit in. So we'll put that down this way towards the south. And then I'm sure there's something else we need to do. Well, it says that the current hero gains this ally card. And this is a brass wormling. It's a dragon. And I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Michasi, maybe? Michasi? And then we've got this token. And we need to put it on this large tile we just placed. I'm assuming it's somewhere around here. So I think any tile around there, maybe we'll put it like this. It just says that the dragon will activate first during step 3 of the villain phase, and she counts as a hero for the purpose of monster tactics and hero powers, but she is unaffected by encounter cards. So to get victory here, we need to defeat the air elemental, and we lose this adventure if any hero has 0 hit points at the start of his or her turn and there are no healing surges remaining. Now, I don't know exactly how that works with this ally. I guess there is an aftermath reading here, so this will probably tell us. If the dragon survived or escaped, the heroes have dealt a significant blow to the mysterious cultists. And I guess if we don't, I guess there's some other treasure that we don't get to put into the deck. And then it's the same thing if your heroes do very well and don't need to spend a bunch of hero healing surge tokens, you get better treasure, I think, than if you needed to spend more. So I think we're into sort of the final conflict here. So I guess now that finishes out the exploration phase and we head into the villain phase. If we didn't place a tile, or you are placed a black triangle, that's a white triangle, so no encounter card this time, but it is time to activate the villain. So let's let this air elemental take its first tactic. Well, it looks to me here that if it's on the same tile as a hero, it's going to do whirlwind, and if it's not, it's going to move to the closest hero and attack the hero with the most hit points with a blast of wind. So I think our air elemental is going to move over 1 tile and then attempt to attack our fighter with this blast of wind attack. It's +7 to the attack roll. Let's just give it a roll right down here on the tactics card. Let's try that again. An 11 +7 is an 18. That's enough to hit our fighter. And fortunately for us, it only does 1 point of damage to the fighter. So at one time, Alaros was down and had suffered, well, no, he had suffered about 5 hit points, I think. So he's going to be down now 4 hit points, still above, just above half health. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're not done yet. That was the villain. Our wizard doesn't have any other monsters to activate, but actually before those other monsters would activate, we get to do something with this dragon. And it says if the dragon is on a start tile, she gets to escape. Otherwise, she moves 1 tile towards the start tile, and you pass this card 2 players to your left. Okay, this is going to get confusing. But 1 tile towards the start tile. So we're going to move her right there. And it says that if this creature is killed, we return this card and token to the game box. Alright, so here we have to imagine that we have our group of players sitting in a sort of a triangle formation. If say Alaros was the point, the cleric was to the bottom to the right, and the wizard was over here to the left, and you play clockwise. So if we needed to pass this card 2 players to the left, that's going to go all the way around to our cleric. So this card goes to the cleric. When it's the cleric's turn, I think this dragon is going to make another effort to move another tile. And after a good number of moves here, kind of going down this hall, up and over, it'll get out of the start tile. So not exactly sure how long that's going to take, but hopefully the dragon can make it out of there. Alright, that's going to wrap up this round of the Temple of Elemental Evil. The wizard's turn is finished. No other enemies to activate, no other encounter cards to worry about at this moment. We're going to head back around to Alaros in the next turn, so I hope you'll join me. As always, let me know if you spotted any errors or if I missed anything, and I'll look forward to gaming with you next time. Thanks, everybody.